Fellas, it is a good night to be a Mario fan, but not just a Mario fan, a Princess Peach fan, and a Luigi's Mansion fan, because we just got a new demo dropped for Princess Peach Showtime, but also we now finally know, after months and months of speculation, we finally know who's making this damn game. So if you're new here and you enjoy Nintendo Switch speculation, theories, discussions, all of that fun stuff, I would appreciate you subscribing. Let's get into it. Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Games, and today we are talking about the Princess Peach Showtime demo, as well as the developer of the game as we now know it is, drumroll please, it's Goodfeel. Yeah, I know, that's kind of surprising. We kind of could have guessed that after we found out a few weeks ago that the game is being developed in Unreal Engine 4, but it is being made by Goodfeel, the developers of Yoshi's Woolly World, as well as Crafted World. But more importantly, what's more interesting to me is they also just released that game they self-published in Japan, Otoge Katsugetsu, Mamade no Bakuru. I don't know Japanese, but they released a game exclusively in Japan that Nintendo did not publish, and that was a very high-quality game. So I think a lot of people were kind of hesitant to expect it was them because they just released a pretty big game for what they normally do. Goodfeel's output normally isn't that fast, right? They normally have a game every 3 or 4 years, and that's about what they do. But it seems like over the past couple of years, they might have expanded their studio a little bit to the point where they can actually make 2 AAA games at the same time, which is very great to see. And in my opinion, this is the best case scenario for who is making this game, because it means that Next Level Games could be doing something else, and it means that Grezzo is probably doing something else, but we'll get into that. Now, this information comes from a Twitter user at LuigiBlood, who is known for kind of data mining demos and Nintendo games. So because we got the Princess Peach Showtime demo, they were able to data mine the game, and they data mined that the code name for Princess Peach Showtime is PG037, which falls exactly in line with the other kind of project names for Goodfeel's releases. For example, Epic Yarn for the Wii is Project 008. Crafted World was PJ033. It doesn't seem like there's exact ordering to their numbers, because if Peach Showtime is 037, but then the Japanese game Otogi Katsugeki Mamada no Bakuru, that's 049. There doesn't seem to be much correlation between the numbers, but it is the same kind of codename internal labeling system they have for their other games. So based on this, it's pretty safe to say that Goodfeel is making Princess Peach Showtime. I do want to talk about my opinions on the Princess Peach Showtime demo. I just got done playing it. It's fun. You know, I'm a big fan of Goodfeel. I love Woolly World and Crafted World, actually. I think both of those games are fantastic. And quite frankly, I know this might be a hot take here, I think they do have a greater track record than Next Level Games overall, at least for looking at their entire development history. And I think it's super exciting to see them taking on a new Nintendo IP that they haven't done before with Princess Peach, but also kind of doing their own thing with it. So this demo has 2 different levels. You can play through a stage where you play as Sword Fighter Peach, and then a stage where you play as the Bakery Peach. And, you know, a lot of the concerns of this game being too shallow or kind of too basic pre-release, right? That's been a lot of the talk from all the previews we got a couple weeks ago. The game is very basic. It is a game aimed at kids, but I would argue most of Goodfeel's games kind of already have been, even more than other Nintendo games. And I don't think that's necessarily an issue. You just need to know that going in. So playing through, I think I took damage once. It is an easy game. This is also the demo though, so this is going to be the beginning of the game. It feels good though. It feels good to control, feels good to play. It looks really nice. Goodfeel, I think, is one of the best developers in terms of making a pretty game, even if Crafted World has some questionable textures. But the game looks nice. The game sounds really nice too, which is a huge step up from Woolly World and Crafted World. I mean, kind of the meme with those games is how bad the soundtrack is, because they have 2 songs that they just play on loop. So far, at least through the 30-minute demo I played, the music sounds awesome in Princess Peach Showtime. So I'm excited to play more. Pretty brief thoughts here, because it is just a pretty short demo. But I liked what I played so far. It's not going to be no GOTY contender, but if you're looking for a nice, fun, kind of casual, relaxing, feel-good Nintendo game, pun intended, Goodfeel Nintendo game, you're gonna get your fix from this, for sure. It's also worth noting here, because I made a video 2 days ago talking about all of the Puro rumors, because Puro had said we would get a demo for this game. Actually, I don't think that was out at the time I made my video, but I in my video said oh, we're probably gonna get a Princess Peach demo. Puro is teasing that we're gonna get a release date or a new trailer for Luigi's Mansion 2 and 1,000 Year Door in the near future. I was kind of saying maybe we'll get a Mario Day Direct, right, on Sunday, or maybe even just later this week. But since we got this demo now, I think it's safe to say that's probably not happening, and I'm posting this late on a Wednesday night. I think it's Thursday morning or Friday morning, we'll probably get something from either Thousand Year Door or Luigi's Mansion 2. Not a Mario Direct, but still, hey, we still have potentially a Direct in April to look forward to, so that's exciting. But yeah, I am totally surprised to see that Goodfeel is making this game, considering they just released their own published game, you know, what, 4 months ago now, in Japan. I was kind of theorizing that maybe it was being made internally at Nintendo, like a smaller tier game just to get them used to Unreal Engine, but no, it is being made by Goodfeel, and like I said earlier, I think that is the best case scenario because this means that Next Level Games is not making a Switch 1 game, or at least it is safer to assume now that they are working on a Switch 2 game than it was before. It's possible they still have a game cooking for Switch 1. I think that is very unlikely, though, given what Nintendo has announced so far, but maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe they have a smaller project. Maybe it is them doing Luigi's Mansion 2 in of itself. I think that's more likely to be Grezzo, the team that does the Zelda remakes and Miitopia. They did that, as well as Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS, so I think it's more likely Grezzo is doing LM2, which means Next Level Games is almost certainly cooking up that next-gen exclusive Luigi's Mansion 4, which is exactly what I wanted to see. You know, Goodfeel, as much as I love them, and like I said, I think they have a better track record than Next Level Games, I am more excited to see Next Level's, you know, Switch 2 game. I'm more excited to see that, and Luigi's Mansion, of course, as you know, my favorite game of all time, the first game. I think Next Level, you know, Dark Moon isn't the greatest, but then Luigi's Mansion 3 is fantastic, so I'm very excited to see what they do with a properly, you know, developed Luigi's Mansion 4 for the Switch 2 that's like, you know, 4 years, 5 years of development time. I can't imagine Strikers Battle League took the entire team, you know, 3 years to make. I'd imagine that was a smaller project, so they've probably been working on Luigi's Mansion 4 for like 5 years at this point, 4 or 5 years, so I'd imagine this could be a pretty early Switch 2 game. Maybe not in the first year necessarily, but like second year for sure. Now, the true best case scenario here is, now that we know Goodfeel is making Princess Peach Showtime, maybe it turns out that Next Level are actually the ones doing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD as a small project, while doing Luigi's Mansion 4, while Grezzo is doing something else entirely, be it a Zelda remake, be it Tomodachi Life since they did Miitopia. That would be the best case scenario, but I do think it's safer to assume or guess and predict that Grezzo is probably doing LM2. And, you know, what's interesting is, if Goodfeel just released 2 games, I think it's safe to say we probably won't see them for a while. And if that's the case, I think this has skyrocketed the chances of a Woolly World port on the Nintendo Switch, or maybe just on the Nintendo Switch 2 in the next couple of years. You know, Yoshi is a pretty big sub-franchise, if you want to call it that, for Nintendo. Crafted World, Woolly World, like these are pretty big sellers for them, at least like, you know, like that 3 to 5 million range. I'd imagine they're not going to want to go almost 10 years at that point by the time that Goodfeel would be ready with a brand new Yoshi game. I don't imagine they're going to want to go that long without a game between Crafted World and this new game, assuming Goodfeel makes another Yoshi game, but I'd imagine they will. So what I think they'll do probably is, in the first year or two of the Switch 2, release Woolly World, which I've been saying for a while that it makes sense to release that. I know they already re-released it on the 3DS, but Woolly World is such a great game. It's one of the few major Wii U games that just hasn't come over, that just makes a lot of sense. So I'd imagine maybe they're saving that for the Switch 2 to kind of fill that gap in between new Yoshi games, and I think that just makes a lot of sense. And yeah, like I said earlier, I would totally expect, based on Puro's tweets, go watch my other video if you missed it, but based on Puro's tweets, we are pretty likely to get some sort of a Luigi's Mansion 2 HD and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door information very soon, maybe tomorrow morning, maybe Friday, maybe they do it on Mario Day itself, which is on Sunday. It seems like they're kind of getting the festivities rolling now. We've seen a couple of tweets on Nintendo of America's Twitter account about Mario Day. Now we're getting this Princess Peach Showtime demo, which is already out. You can go download it right now. You know, we're going to probably get a trailer almost every day now leading up to Mario Day, I'd imagine, which is just really exciting. I'm really excited to see when these 2 games are coming out for the Nintendo Switch, LM2 and Thousand Year Door, because this will give us a greater picture and a better idea of what Nintendo's roadmap looks like for 2024. You know, if both of these games come out in the first half of 2024, that's a good sign. But if one of them is coming out like holiday 2024, like if Thousand Year Door is, if we get a trailer for it and it says holiday 2024, that's a bad sign. But if it comes out sooner, that's a great thing. So we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you excited to check out the Princess Peach Showtime demo? If you already played it, let me know your thoughts. And what do you think of the possibilities now that we know that Goodfeel is the developer of Princess Peach Showtime? I would love to get a conversation going down in the comments. Of course, subscribe here if you haven't already, if you enjoy videos like this pretty much each and every day. I did post another video this morning, actually, talking about all the 3DS games that are on Switch, kind of a different type of video, but I would appreciate if you check that out as well. And until next time, folks, peace!